Hey, what's going on? So I saw you wanted to build a web page funnel in Go High Level. So that's not a problem. It can get kind of complicated, but there are definitely some easy ways. And you kind of said two things here, web page funnel. So you really got to figure out, okay, do you want a website or a funnel? A website is choose your own adventure, where there's a bunch of buttons that take you all sorts of different places. There's no direction. I don't like websites because a user can go anywhere and the story is not curated. I like to curate the story so they enter from the top and they move through the steps until eventually they get pushed out the bottom, which is an action that I want them to take. So I don't mess with websites. I only build funnels for you. I would say, unless you're comfortable starting from blank, I would just choose a template, press continue, hit real estate. Now, sometimes it's kind of funny how you select these things, but we'll just select this one. You kind of got to like hover over the name and then you can view it. Now you can see you've got this whole thing, right? And you can choose it, and I'm not going to choose it because you're going to have to change it to make it look like you're going to want it to look like. So let's see if we got anything in this test version. If not, I'll just create a test, another one. Okay, so we'll just create a new funnel. We'll just call it test survey funnel. So this is where it's going to take a while to build the thing, but I'll just show you here. So you're going to want to name a page, test page 1. So remember, these are steps you want people to take. So they enter your page 1, which will be, let's call it, the fill out the survey page. And I'm just trying to help you understand like how this would work, right? So there'll be a splash page, a landing page that has a bunch of information about what you're trying to do, which is to buy their house. And ultimately, you want to have the survey there at every page, every step of that funnel. I know I'm using the word page here. So we got our funnel step, and we will just create from blank. A lot of the words get confusing. So it takes a minute to understand terminologies here. So we're building from blank, and we're going to add a section, then a row, and then an element. So we'll add a section, add a row, and now we're going to add an element. So you would add a survey. Now I've got lots of surveys, right? We're going to add this one because it's a complicated one. And here you can't change the survey here. I'll show you where to change the survey. But from here, you can select which actions you want. So when someone finishes this, you're going to want them to go somewhere. You can either go to the next step of the funnel, you can go to a website URL, or you can just use the action from the survey builder. Let's say we'll do the next step. We don't have a next step yet, but we'll save it. You should always publish it. I'm not going to publish it because I don't need to here. This is just a test. So we have our first page, which is the person who fills out the survey. Now we could either just say, hey, thanks for filling out the survey. We'll give you a call in 20 minutes. Or you could do all sorts of stuff, right? You could take them to the next page, which is maybe like a calendar booking page. I don't know, right? Just trying to keep it simple, but I want to show you that you can do these things so that you can be more efficient with your time. So same thing, you go in, you can hit use existing or create blank. And then we wait. And once again, we'll add a section, add a row with one column, and now we add an element. Now we can add a calendar event. So we'll use this Chaos Buster calendar here. So this is our 30-day challenge calendar. And now you can see, all right, well, somebody filled out your form. Now, after they fill out the form, what do you want to happen after they press that submit button? We want to take them to the next page, which is, hey, book a time with us. So now we've got that. And you can do the same thing here. Use the action from the calendar builder, right? You can do all sorts of fun stuff. Then I know you probably have a few questions about the survey itself. And I'm not going to make this video too long, but I do just want to give you the quick overview of how to build a survey funnel. And we will show you that here. So surveys and forms are really similar. And the biggest difference is that with forms, they're pretty linear. You can't have them, if somebody answers one way, you can't have them go this direction. If they answer another way, they go another direction. So I don't actually use forms. I just use surveys so that we can say, if somebody answers X, then we can go down this way. If they answer Y, we can go down this way. And there's lots of reasons to do that, but I'm not going to go over that here. Let's see here. So let's just check this one out because this one's pre-built. It's probably not too much in it. This is for a homestead seller, so this is probably pretty close to what you would put on your homepage for your funnel here that you're looking to do. City, state, address, what type of property is it? So these are all standard values that are in the form builder. First name, last name, phone, email, terms and conditions. That's what this is. That's a TNC down here. And you can see city, state, address here. But then we get into these. So these are custom fields. This is where things get pretty interesting, is in custom fields. So if you want to add any of this stuff to your survey, you just drag and drop. But you can see we have a bunch of custom fields, right? You can see there's custom fields here. Well, when you're first starting out, there's going to be no custom fields in here. They're going to be blank, right? So you can see we got tons of custom fields. So you're going to hit add custom field. Now, without getting too crazy, there's two types of custom fields. There's a contact custom field and there's an opportunity custom field. We could talk about that more in depth, but I like to use single line custom fields, multi-line, and radio select. Sometimes I'll use these single drop downs, but they are, as they say, single line is just an answer. You're going to create the field name, and it can be part of a contact or an opportunity. The group, this will show up in your opportunities. It'll also show up in the contacts. So how you want to group this information. So you would just go in there and do that and really explore, make a little mess of it all. But I would suggest if you're going to do something like this, use a site called Miro. Excuse me. And this allows you to mock up and build your whole Go High-Level account, basically. Let's see if it'll open it up for us here while we're doing this. So it's a whiteboard program, but it's basically just a bunch of Post-it notes with lines. So you can build this survey before you start making a mess in here, because you will make a mess if you don't know exactly what it is you're building. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a text with your first name and last name and your question. 866-794-1618. 866-794-1618. Hope this helps. Peace.